Ciao e bentornati, welcome back to Pillole D'Italiano. L'episodio di oggi, l'episodio numero 106, è ispirato ad un'email che ho ricevuto settimana scorsa. So today's episode has been inspired by an email that I received last week. I have to say that it's not the first time that I'm seeing this type of email, that I'm receiving this type of request for help. It's not the first time that I hear comments along these lines, and as somebody who is not only a language coach but also learns languages for fun, I can tell you that I can relate. So let me cut to the chase and give you a snippet of the email that I received. When I am trying to speak in Italian, my mind seems to freeze and I forget much of what I've learned. Can you relate? Leave me a comment in the comment section below. I want to get a sense of how many people in this community are actually struggling with this problem. And I would love to know if there are any other areas in your life where you are struggling a bit with that quote-unquote stage fright. Well, I don't know about you, but personally, as I was growing up, I found myself on stages here and there, playing music, at dance recitals, theater when I was in high school. So I had many moments where I was experiencing that stage fright. I can tell you that the first time I needed to perform all there by myself, I was quite terrified. And then every single other time, the anxiety or the mixture of anxiety and excitement was still there, but it wasn't paralyzing fear anymore. It was getting more manageable and I was becoming more confident. So throughout the years, little by little, that stage fright became stage excitement. What I want to do today is to talk a bit about this stage fright that you might be experiencing when you need to speak in Italian or any other language you might be learning, and how to turn it into that stage excitement. I want to help you out with this because there is one huge mistake that a lot of people make in language speaking or any other areas of their lives. I hear this over and over again, and it's not going to help you if you go down that road. The huge mistake is to wait until you feel confident to do the things that you don't feel confident about. It doesn't work that way. Confidence is simply not an attribute that was given at birth. No one is born confident. We all develop confidence in the same way. In order to become confident, we need to follow the same procedure. It starts with us putting ourselves out there, risking making a fool of ourselves, making mistakes, coming back home, learning from those mistakes, regroup, go back out in the world the following day, and do it over and over and over again. It's as simple as that. Think about a baby. When a baby starts walking, well, they're not born confident that they are capable of walking. They're not capable, they never did it before. But once they start, they stumble, they need to find their balance, they will fall and they will rise again and try again. No one will look at a baby or a stumbling toddler and say, yeah, you're stuck at this. Wait until you grow up and you're more confident to try it again. It doesn't work that way. The confidence comes from practicing, from trial and error. It comes from being willing to make mistakes. And I know that a lot of people have a huge aversion towards making mistakes. Maybe because they were raised in a family where making mistakes meant exposing yourself to punishment. Maybe because in school your teachers were blaming you and shaming you for making those mistakes. Maybe because your peers were laughing at you when you were making mistakes growing up. It will go away. It just comes with accepting the fact that you need to make mistakes in order to be able to improve at that skill, language or otherwise. And one thing that might help you reduce a bit that stage fright is really not thinking about going out in the world speaking in Italian as a performance. You're not setting foot on stage. You are not performing. It's more about the dress rehearsal that you would do before a big performance. So think about it as trying to see if that line works. Try and see if that interaction makes sense before being able to putting it all together and have a full conversation with somebody in Italian. So for you, it might start as a bite-sized experience. Your first time speaking in Italian might just be going out in the world, say that you are visiting Italy, for example, and greeting somebody down the street. Simply an exchange of buongiorno or buonasera, come sta, or making a comment about the weather, che bella giornata. It could be as simple as that. And you will notice where you stop because you ran out of words or because you don't understand what the other person is saying. You will make a note of it, go back home, study that situation, and then try again by adding another small sentence to that previous scenario. The main point I want to get across today is the fact that to battle and defeat stage fright, there are two essential components. The first main thing that needs to happen is a shift in mindset. And that's why the opening module of my Italian crash course is exactly on that. You need to stop telling yourself that it's just a matter of waiting until you're confident, or you need to stop telling yourself that you're never going to be good at speaking that language, because that's definitely not going to help you improve. I could be giving you every single instrument that you need to become a master in the language that you're studying, but if you don't shift your mindset, you're not going to apply the techniques, you're not going to stay consistent in your practice, and unfortunately you're going to fail because at some point you will not see the results and you will be quitting. Hence why shifting your mindset is essential, is the first step. And the second thing that needs to happen is practice. Practice, practice, practice to gain that level of confidence and also to get some feedback, hopefully from the person that you're practicing with. So you see how practicing and speaking with a native Italian preferably has two main benefits. The fact that you're gaining confidence and the fact that you are also getting some feedback. Now, one thing I hear over and over again is the fact that for some people it's really difficult to find someone to practice with. And that's why I created Aperitivo Italiano, which is a practice group where we mainly focus on conversation with some pointers and feedback from yours truly every week. And that's also why I included this type of practice in the Italian crash course that, as I mentioned before, is about to start again. Now, if you got everything that you needed from this video, I'm really happy to have been able to help you. If you want to dive a bit deeper on this topic, work on your mindset, and/or practice Italian more, I'm putting two links in the description of this episode. The first link is for anyone who is interested in the Italian crash course, a 10-week program where you will cover all the basics of the Italian grammar and practice conversation. Use that link to schedule a complimentary consultation call with yours truly so we could have a one-on-one conversation and I can better assess if you're going to be a good fit for the program. By clicking on the second link, you can sign up for a trial session of Aperitivo so that you can come and see what this conversation group is all about, get some feedback from me, we can see where you're at, and most importantly, you can come and take those first linguistic steps in Italian in a safe environment. Those two links are going to be up for a limited time, so take advantage of the offer before it goes away. That's my time for today. I truly hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, and I will see you in a week. Ciao, a presto!